When you purchase a new home, you're committing yourself to more than a monthly payment. I'd like to introduce Jane McNamara, the President and CEO of GreenPath Debt Solutions, a not-for-profit organization that helps people enjoy a better quality of life through financial counseling, education, and also by offering solutions to help individuals and families plan for their future. She's going to talk with you about shopping for your new home.
It's true. Often our clients are new home buyers. Buying a home is a big commitment, and it's not just financial responsibility you take on. When you select a home, you are committing yourself to a location that includes the neighborhood, the schools, and the community. And you are committing yourself for a significant length of time if you expect to regain the costs associated with the purchase and want to build equity. I've asked some professionals in the financial and real estate industries to explain some of the things you need to consider when you're shopping for a home.
One thing that I can say is really helpful is having a good real estate agent, because they're like your advocate. They can help you when it comes to looking for a home, and they can also give you things to think about when it comes to buying your home. For instance, what kind of neighborhood is this? Or what's the neighborhood like on the weekend or at night? You want to consider different aspects of the neighborhood that you're about to buy.
You have first-time home buyers who may be young families, growing families, where they're looking for schools. Their main thing may be a neighborhood with a particular school district that they're looking for. So that would determine the area that we will focus on as well. If it's a couple that may be upgrading to a more larger home, that would be another characteristic that we will look for based on what that family, what the family needs are.
It may also be a good idea to talk to some of the neighbors to see what they're like and see what kind of community the house you're buying in has. And then you might also think about things like the school system if you have children, whether or not the house can be expanded, or what the property value is like. And, of course, we have to consider things like taxes and the insurance and how much it would cost to insure the house. There are a lot of things that go into the house.
Now, other considerations that families will look at in regards to picking a community with their amenities would be public transportation, could be shopping, stores in the area. There's really no need of looking in a community that doesn't meet your everyday living needs. You got to live your life. You have to live your life. So you have to pick a community that's going to meet those needs for your family and your life.
It may seem odd to consider resale just as you're moving into your new home, but this is what our expert had to say.
But when considering resale of a home, it's very important to consider how long you plan on living in the home. The longer you're going to live in a home, the less concern you're going to have about resale. However, if you're going to be in the home for a short period of time, say 3 to 5 years, you really want to consider maintaining the home in a very well-mannered fashion so that the resale will maintain its highest possible value. Purchasing a home is obviously a major investment for most people, and as such, there are many things that you want to consider when purchasing the home. Its location, its size, its appearance. Is it something you like today or something that you can improve upon tomorrow? Those are all important aspects in purchasing a home and maintaining its value.
Fortunately, it isn't necessary to make all the decisions by yourself. There are professionals who are there to help you. It can be a realtor, it can be your financial institution, or a home inspector. It will probably be a combination of all of them working to make sure you get the house you need. Working with people who know the market and understand your needs can help you avoid some common mistakes people often make when shopping for a new home. Let's hear from some of them. You'll get some important advice and support from your realtor.
We recommend that you find an agent that listens well, that takes the time to understand what you're looking for, what your family needs in finding a property. You also need an agent that knows the area well, and that will take the time to research the values in the area and so forth to make sure that you're getting a good deal on the property that you're buying.
A knowledgeable realtor is a great asset in helping you find a new home.
Buying a home is a business transaction, and what a realtor can do to assist in that is take the emotion out of the buying process when it comes to negotiating on your behalf. Another thing to look for that a realtor can assist you with is making sure that the value of the property that you're looking at is within the market range for that neighborhood. So one thing that a good realtor will do is research the values in that area to make sure that you're not overpaying for that property. Another thing that the realtor could do for you is provide community information, demographics of the such, point you in that direction to where you can locate that information. Now, when you do find the house that you like, that you fell in love with, the next step is for the realtor to put together a purchase agreement for you on your behalf. And with that purchase agreement, normally there's a earnest money deposit. Typically it ranges about $1,000 for the earnest money deposit. And what that does for you, the buyer, is secure the property so that no other buyer can put an offer on the property. Once you put that EMD and have the signatures of the seller, that property is taken off the market. So it's on hold for you until your financing comes through.
Just as you have to meet certain qualifications to borrow the money to buy a home, you want to be sure that you choose a lender who has the qualifications needed to help you get the best loan.
Well, mortgages are provided through a variety of sources in today's environment. That includes traditional commercial banks, credit unions, savings and loans, mortgage brokers, and there are programs that each of these institutions provide through the federal government and the state government in some cases. I think it's important for the home buyer to shop around, become comfortable with the provider that they're looking at and the provider that they're working with. And in some various cases, some may offer their own individual products that they provide in-house as well.
It's important that the borrower understand the financial institutions that they're talking to, that they have the qualifications that they're looking for. Good customer service, financial stability, they're familiar with the local market. It's important that the borrower does their homework, does their research, and finds an institution that they feel comfortable working with.
The lender can help homebuyers determine affordability. They can also look at their financial situation, help homebuyers determine any credit problems and ways to fix that. Ultimately, it's the homebuyer's decision on the home they're going to purchase and the program that best fits their needs.
A lender can certainly help a borrower truly understand how much housing expense they can handle. Very often, it's wide-eyed and I can afford a lot of payment. A good lender will sit you down and tell you exactly what he or she thinks you can afford. It's also important that they're taking a look at your credit score. Credit score drives rates. They can show you ways to improve your credit score, therefore giving you a better interest rate on your loan.
Lenders should serve as a consultant to you as a home buyer. Now, their primary purpose, if they're credible, is to consider what your income is and what you can afford. Anytime a lender suggests that you buy more home than you can afford, that's something to stay away from. You should consider your lender as a valuable partner in the entire process for purchasing a home.
When you find a house that seems to meet all your requirements, there's one more step you need to take. You'll want a qualified home inspector to help you find out what's under the paint.
One of the things you're going to look to do when purchasing a home is hire a building inspector to inspect the home. There's various different ways to go out finding that inspector. One would be to go to the American Association of Home Inspectors and pull up a member list for members that are in your area to help you with the process. Another option is to speak to a realtor and ask them for recommendations of inspectors who have performed inspections in the area in which you're purchasing the home. In the process of inspecting the home, there's various inspections that you're going to ask the inspector to provide. Everything from a structural inspection of the foundation, the walls and roofing systems, all the way to include the heating, cooling, electrical, and plumbing systems of the house. Once the inspection is complete, the home inspector will provide you with a list of all of his findings from the inspection. Some good, some possibly bad. In addition to the typical inspections made by a home inspector, we also recommend that you inspect for various environmental conditions. radon in the lower level, mold issues throughout the home, possibility of lead-based paint in the walls and or the ceilings. These are all things that most people don't consider as part of this process of the home inspection.
All of these people can help with your home buying decision, but from our perspective, you're the one who must ultimately take responsibility for your financial situation. It's important to have the support and assistance of professionals of various types. It would be very difficult to try to handle everything by yourself, but you need to remember that when all is said and done, you are the one buying the house. It's your name on the contract, and you're financially responsible. Think of the realtor, the lender, and the inspector as experts you are hiring because of their experience and expertise. In the end, though, it's your house, and you are the boss.
It can be very helpful when you're shopping for a home to know where you stand when it comes to getting the financing you'll need. There are two important terms to be familiar with. You can be pre-qualified or you can be pre-approved. Being pre-qualified means a lender informally determines the maximum amount you're eligible to borrow. You can be pre-qualified over the phone with no paperwork by telling a lender your income, your long-term debts, and how large a down payment you can afford. This helps arrive at a ballpark figure of the amount you may have available to spend on a house without any obligation. Pre-qualification doesn't guarantee financing, and the amount you're truly eligible for may be vastly different based on your tax returns, credit report, and other factors. Being pre-approved is the better situation because that means a lender commits to lend to you. The commitment remains if you still meet the qualification requirements at the time of purchase. With the pre-approval process, you fill out an application and get a commitment from a loan officer that they will definitely finance this amount for 60 to 90 days, barring changes in your financial situation. There is usually a fee for the pre-approval process, but many sellers want to know that your financing is in place. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.